Yeah, sure. I did.
Am I supposed to make this sound throughout the recording?
By the way, since nobody
That's how you
played
know when you're on the page.
since nobody played anything, it's up to you to carry the show, Mike.
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't play anything.
I think we have some topics
it's-
planned. We have some
music.
topics.
The whole episode of gaming malaise. Everybody loves those. Crotchety old men complaining about how there are no games to
Hey,
play.
you.
That's right.
That's 4. 4 of my smarties. No, it's too late for candy.
It's never too late for candy.
Why aren't you in bed? It's 45 minutes past bedtime. I blame your mother. Oh, it's medicine time.
Oh, jeez.
The oldest one is on a puffer. The middle
All
one
right.
is on chewable tablets, and the youngest one is on amoxicillin.
Ugh. That's a party. All right, let's do a clap.
Okay, it's gonna be noisy here.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, I say.
Perfect. Oh,
Yeah.
instead of hitting record, I hit mute. So maybe we should do another clap.
All right.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Amateurs.
This is off to a great start.
All right.
This should probably be the episode since we have nothing else to talk about.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Excellent.
I thought that one was even better. I'm glad that you fucked up, Greg.
I live to please.
Yeah. We ready to go, or you want to wait until?
Let's wait for Phil.
It's never it's
Never a
like,
good time.
Tara's in the middle of putting her to bed, so there's going to be a moment when she's screaming and crying.
Okay.
The way it goes.
We just have to pull through it. Is
Yeah, pretty much.
that what we got? All right. Hello and welcome to episode 442 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, April 28th, 2015. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from the Great White North, Mr. Greg Seward. Hello.
Yo,
How's it going?
it's all right. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Who'd listen?
It may come to that this episode. Let's be honest. So I will listen if you would like
Okay.
to.
There
All
you
right,
go.
good to know. This might be
The airing of
therapy
Greg's
session.
grievances
Yeah.
episode. This will be great.
And joining me,
Move on to the feats of strength.
great state of Utah, Mr. Mike Phillips. Hello again, sir.
Hello. Hello. Hello
Welcome.
again.
Welcome back to video podcasting. It's been a while,
Wow.
you see.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not with us this week is Mr. Filthy Ewald. He's off skitching somewhere in Northern California.
Did somebody say skitchin?
He's
It's
Imagine
almost
that in
like
Phil's
he's
skitchin
here.
voice.
He's skitching for water conservation, you see. So,
Mm.
I don't know. There's some Finn thing he's babysitting. Anyway,
Some Finn thing he's babysitting.
no, some Finn thing he's babysitting. That's what I meant. to
Oh.
say. Two statements
All right.
there.
You're not very good at enunciating punctuation.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm
Medium
kind
like
of,
Victor Borga.
especially when I'm kind of sick. I don't know if you can hear. I kind of have the remnants of a cold. You see?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not
Because
syphilis
of
then.
course I've been on vacation for the last week, and I had to get a cold halfway through it.
Where did
It
you?
wouldn't be vacation if it didn't happen.
That's right. But I will tell you one thing. We went down to Florida. We stayed at a Hilton, and Hilton does those StreetPass relay. They have like their Wi-Fi is one big StreetPass relay thing.
God.
And the great thing.
Please tell me this was part of the consideration set when
You know
you were
it was.
selecting
You know
No.
it
lodging.
was.
It was not at all. My wife did all of
Mhm.
that stuff, so I had no.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
But last week was also International Street Pass Relay
That it
Week
was.
or whatever. So at every Street Pass relay station, they would give you like 6 Street Passes each time. So I was raking in the puzzle pieces and
Did you ruin the vacation? Did you have to stop like every morning to play like your little Street Pass games? Like, wait a minute, I'm almost done.
I got to clear out my queue and get another 6 in there. Come on.
There's a limit on how many I can hold.
Exactly. I just played it by the beach and by the pool, so it was all good.
You sound like tons of fun on vacation.
Exactly.
Nose deep in your 3DS.
Going on vacation with CJ is very much like staying home with CJ.
Exactly. We also brought our Apple TV and we watched the new episode of Silicon Valley last Sunday. So how about that?
What is wrong with you?
I do like that show. Silicon Valley is a good show.
It's
do you like enough
show.
to bring an Apple TV on vacation and watch it with?
Well, no.
Yeah.
No.
What? What's wrong with that?
But I do like that show.
CJ's wife is
It's a
like,
good show.
I'll be over here with your daughter while she's growing up without her
It
father.
was her suggestion, I'll have you know. So there you go.
Hey, do you have a watch? Is that thing a thing yet?
Yeah.
You may notice that my wrist is bare.
What happened?
It's already broken or obsolete.
No, apparently you order the first minute that the store goes live at 3 a.m. and you don't get a watch on launch day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Allocated, Nintendo style.
Did you see the great video of the dude that single-click ordered an Xbox One on his watch?
Yes, I did see that because they have an Amazon app for it, and you hit the button and you.
The app didn't look all that well designed because it looked like that single-click order button was pretty much the entire screen.
Yeah. Oh, it's horribly designed.
Well, I mean, it's not like you could do an incredibly detailed UI on a 2-inch postage stamp.
Yeah, but you could make it so that it's easy not to click the single-click order button.
I think that thing really needs a pop-out stylus for precision.
Yeah, but
telescoping stylus.
In the best turn of events, my wife did get her watch.
Oh, so you stole
on
it.
Friday.
So have you worn it already?
Of course, I wore it all day Friday. What are you talking about?
Why don't you have it here? We want to see it. I want to see it.
Well, she's wearing it.
So? Bring her in.
Nah.
No, I'll tell you,
has it made you a better person?
It has made me a much better person.
The fact that you don't have
That's
one.
good. So I was
The fact that I don't have one.
You know what they should have done? For the orders that they couldn't fulfill, they should have sent every single one of those should have received a spiked bracelet.
I thought you were going to say the empty box with the promise of delivery.
No. The spiked bracelet would be much better.
Yeah. So that video I was talking about, I was struck by, and maybe this guy just has pretty meaty wrists, I don't know, but it looked like he was wearing a lady's watch.
Yeah.
It looked way too small for him. And I don't know. I really like the design of the watch, but seeing it on someone, yeah, sure. But seeing it on someone, it strikes me that it's too small and too thin.
Well, it depends what model
he's a larger man.
Depends what model he had. My wife got the 38, and I put that on, and it did feel kind of like a lady's watch, just a little bit, and I liked it. No,
wow. But it was funny because in the video, there was another dude sitting across the table from him, and whoever was running the camera pointed it at him and asked him if he had one, and he held up his wrist, and he had a real wrist watch on. Yeah. So there was sort of that contrast. It's like, well, he has a nice watch, and he's wearing an Apple Watch. Okay.
But the 42 millimeter looks, a little bigger, a little more manly.
Well, it would be a little bigger than 38. So.
Yeah. So there you have it.
I was dying because you're a large
all
fella.
The ladies that 4 millimeters can make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Anyway, I was hoping you'd be wearing it because I really wanted to see how it looked on your meaty, hairy wrists.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture.
Wow.
I assume that it'll just
sexting of all time.
Yeah, I assume you'll just be wearing it next week, like that you would never take it off. Wedding ring? Well, I can take it or leave it, but the Apple Watch.
Exactly.
So our websites, I genuinely don't know this, and probably feel like I should know this. Are websites already producing like watch versions of their
No.
sites? You know how everybody does a mobile version or a dynamic version of their site, so it's good on mobile. People aren't doing that for the watch.
Well, you see, there's no web browser on the watch.
Oh, well, that would be why
So-
they're not doing that then. So anything has to be an app.
It seemed like wasted effort at that point, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So my next question about being able to look at RedTube or xvideos.com is sort of moot.
That's moot. Yes.
Okay.
Can you get an alarm that starts off with calling Dick Tracy, calling Dick Tracy?
No.
No? Okay.
Mm.
It has preset little dings that it does, and you can't change those yet. It does play video, though. I texted my wife a video of our daughter, and she was able to play it on the watch.
But then she realized it was too small, so she pulled out her iPhone and watched it on a larger screen? Or...
No.
I love how quickly
Wait.
you said it was of your daughter.
Yeah,
You shot the video. So you shot the video on your phone,
that's right.
and then she watched it on the watch.
That's right.
From
Okay.
across the room.
Those screens, by the way, have a different aspect ratio.
They
so
do.
Does it just put big
Right.
black bars on the side of it?
Yes.
Brilliant. So it's smaller than the watch face.
What?
This sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
It's good. No, it's a good feature.
Yeah.
See, I feel like... Anyway.
Anyway, on vacation, I was able to make so much progress in these StreetPass games. You have no idea.
I got those StreetPass games.
Yeah.
I got the new ones.
Fishing and,
I played fishing twice, and I put it in the vault.
what?
I didn't like it at
Fishing
all.
is great. That's like my favorite new one.
And I'm not. I haven't decided if I've warmed up to Zombie U or whatever the hell that's called.
Yeah, Planet Z
Planet Z.
or whatever it is. Yeah. I like them both. They're different enough, you know. I like fishing games. Remember the fishing controller for the Dreamcast?
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
That's all anyone remembers about the Dreamcast.
Exactly. All right. Let's talk about some news, shall we? So I guess at some film
yeah.
festival, Guillermo del Toro was there, and he let slip or was asked about Silent Hills, and he said that it was canceled, or at least he's not working on it anymore.
Is that why everyone's been going apeshit about Konami on Twitter today?
There's that, yes, and then the PT demo is scheduled to be pulled from PSN by the end of the month. So
That's too bad, because, it's pretty cool. PT,
Well, everybody should just go download it.
Yeah.
And keep it on
Yeah.
their system.
you should
That's right.
experience that.
Yeah. It's
is
probably
angry.
better than Silent Hills was going to be. To be
And now
honest,
you'll never know.
because I don't
That's
think
right.
Silent Hills was going to be like that game.
Now it's definitely better than Silent Hills.
yeah.
That's true. That's kind of a bummer, though. Like, I mean, so even if I had no faith that it was going to be like that demo. First of all, it wasn't going to be in first person, so it would have a totally different feel. But the fact that they were able to make it look like that, and the fact that they were kind of experimenting with some creepy psychological stuff that wasn't maybe the typical Silent Hills, game, made me sort of hopeful. So it's kind of a bummer that it got canceled. I would have given it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Norman Reedus on Twitter. Apparently, he found out about the cancellation because of Guillermo del Toro's
Wow.
comment. Yeah, he sounds pretty bummed about it. So clearly, he was in the loop on everything. The game he was supposed to be in. Yeah, that's disappointing. Disappointing.
We're not doing it.
But
They didn't give a reason.
Konami hasn't commented.
They haven't officially announced it
Oh,
yet.
it's just Guillermo del Toro saying this ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's right.
so they'll probably still do it just without Guillermo del Toro.
Well, they probably will do it, and it'll be a mobile game where you'll have to pay to recharge your energy and get.
As long as it's a hidden object
Pack some
game, I'm
cards.
in.
Yeah, that's like Mike's thing now, so...
Sure. You love hidden object games. You love them.
Absolutely. They're the best.
So They don't have enough licenses to work with. Yeah.
That's cool. I'll check out a Marvel game, sure.
Sure. They've got
That
to
could
do.
be cool.
If it'll be very cool if they do a Power Pack game. Come on, you know it.
A Power Pack game?
Do you remember Power Pack?
No.
No. it was these kids, these preteens and teenagers that had special powers. You see, and it was exciting reading when I was like 8 years old.
Oh my god.
Because the kids had superpowers, man. Come on. I'm sure they won't be doing that.
They should just get the Silicon Knights crew to help them make the Marvel game.
Yeah. You think that'll turn out good?
What the heck was the name of that game that they released? They released a Marvel game.
X-Men Apocalypse.
It was an X-Men one, yeah.
And it was awful.
The aptly named X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah. And apparently they're technically not allowed to sell it anymore, although I still see it in stores everywhere. I mean, used copies, I guess, but no, I think I've seen new copies still. Right?
Too Human I'd seen in stores quite a bit, and they were supposed to pull that one too.
Oh, were they? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right.
I don't know. Telltale, like applying their formula to every license known to man, kind of reminds me of every BuzzFeed video that I ever see all week long. Like, here are 10 things to do with your waffle iron that you didn't know you could do, and it's basically someone just trying to cook everything in their waffle iron. Look, I can squish ground beef into my waffle iron and make a fucking hamburger that's shaped like a waffle. Awesome. Yeah. Some things don't belong in that formula.
You aren't amazed by that? Come on.
Not really.
Who's to say they won't step outside that comfort zone? I mean, they've done it before.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
When have they done it before?
Well,
before The Walking Dead.
Where we are now. I mean, yeah, they did it before. That's what I'm saying. Before The Walking Dead, they got to that form. That is not the formula they started out with. They evolved that. They've since stuck with it. Don't get me wrong.
For 4 series.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, they tried something
different licenses.
They tried something different with Jurassic Park, and it was terrible. But I mean, they did try something different.
Yeah.
So are they going to risk trying something different, knowing that it could be terrible, or are they going to just carbon copy like they've done 3 times in a row now?
Well, I'd carbon copy, but who knows?
You're just a savvy businessman. That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
Carbon copy that shit.
Speaking of savvy businessmen, GameStop.
We're going to talk about me.
GameStop is going to start selling retro games and systems. That's right. Your favorite 8-bit NES games are coming back to GameStop shelves.
So what this is teaching is that their current used game system is not nearly as lucrative as it used to be.
Or this tells you that the retro game market is heating up, so they should get into that.
All of the GameStop managers conferences now are just all of them getting together and raiding all of the local flea markets looking for Super Nintendo games and Jaguar games.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what kind of stock they get, because I mean, you know, the games that are highly sought after, I don't think you'd find many people willing to sell to GameStop.
Sure.
Knowing that GameStop is going to need to make a profit too, so they won't be offering market value.
I would imagine what they're going to be selling are the most popular and most remembered games of the 8-bit era.
4 million copies of Super Mario Brothers 3 and Duck Hunt.
How many of those that would have had battery backups would still have functioning batteries, I wonder?
Very few.
Do you think that would be a problem? Yeah, I would assume it would be a problem.
I wonder
if those can be replaced, though. If they
are going to want to save their games,
they might set it up so that they replace those. Who knows?
Yeah,
they're not that hard to replace.
True dat. Mike,
sir,
your favorite Call of Duty, COD Blops, is coming back for.
I really liked Black Ops.
Black Cops.
It's direct competition to Battlefield Hardline. Black Ops.
Black Ops I liked Black Ops. That was a fun
I really did too. I actually liked Black Ops 2 as well. I thought they were both fun.
I never played it, but I've gotten so completely sick of the Modern Warfare string of campaigns.
Yeah.
Black Ops was actually really refreshing. I thought it was really interesting and fun.
Yeah, I did too. It was, I'll play COD Ops 3. Sure, why not? All of those games, I think, are fun to red box and play through the campaign and then take back. I have long since lost my will to play the multiplayer in all of those, but I like seeing the little 4-hour joyride that they take me on in the campaign.
I totally agree. I actually kind of like the fact that the campaigns have become so short.
Totally.
You just kind of enjoy them in a day or two, and you're done with it.
There are only so many times that I want to crash through a window and shoot people in slow motion anyway. Like 2 or 3 times and I'm good.
Yep.
By the way, friend of the show, Headcase Games, says that it was X-Men Destiny. We were
Destiny,
wrong.
that's the one.
We were wrong.
Yeah, I rented that once.
Apocalypse was just what happened as a result.
Exactly. But yeah, so Activision announced Black Ops 3.
Cool.
It's a pretty big surprise.
Who
publishers continue to go way out on a limb with these refreshing new game announcements to get me excited for this fall.
That's right. And there was a story early this morning about their release date being leaked, and I was like, who cares? Like, it's the first week of November. Who doesn't know what the release date of that game is?
Right.
Come on.
That series occupies the space that Tony Hawk lived in for so long, right? I just remember that because that's when we were both at EGM, and it's just like a foregone conclusion you were going to have at least one Tony Hawk cover every year, and you knew what month it was going to be, and you had all these stupid redundant stories you had to run about release dates, although everybody in the world already knew it. Hey, there's going to be a Tony Hawk 4. Oh, wow, what a shock. But you still had to run it because it was so popular.
People cared about that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a line on the cover every time. Yes, indeed. And it looks like it's taken some cues from Titanfall. There are big robots in there.
Tit Anvil.
And apparently you can wall run and do all that stuff, too.
I thought that was the case in the most recent Call of Duty.
Was it?
No?
Was it?
In their Extreme Modern Warfighter Guy edition. I can't even remember what it was called now. It was like Modern Warfare, but Modern Warfighter.
Wasn't it named after that old Tom Clancy game?
Advanced Modern Warfare
that old
Fighter.
Tom Clancy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wall running.
That's why he was advanced. He was a parkour expert.
Exactly.
Nice.
Hey, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Fast and the Furious yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yes.
The very first one.
So the very first one. No, I'd never seen it. And
so what year did that come out? Because I don't watch movies that came out before 2010.
2 or 2001?
Oh yeah, fuck that movie.
2001. Yeah. So the box set was on Amazon for like $40 or something like that for the Blu-ray. So I was like, all right, Kevin Larrabee. I'm putting.
You bought a physical copy of The Fast and the Furious.
I'm not sure why you did that. They're all on Netflix.
No, they're not. They're not on Netflix US.
They are up here. Weird. We have something you don't have on Netflix?
That's right. You do. Why? So watch the first movie.
They're all on BitTorrent as well.
I was just gonna say I can't think of a single movie that isn't on my nephew's Plex server. That's my problem these days.
And I was struck by how similar the plot of the movie was to Point Break, the amazing Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze film of '91.
I love me some Johnny Utah.
Well, this was back when reboots took 10 years as opposed to 5 years like they do now.
That's right. So I mentioned to my wife, I was like, this plot is exactly like Point Break. And she's like, I haven't seen that movie. So I was like, all right.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, we're breaking out the Patrick Swayze.
I was like, after we're done with this, we're going right to Point Break.
Screw this Vin Diesel bullshit. It's time for some Patrick Swayze.
That's right. And she was like, is that Lori Petty? Yes, it is. I watched Point Break.
Oh, my God.
That movie holds up amazingly well. And especially...
It was never that good.
Sure it was. Come on, it's a fantastic movie.
No, it wasn't.
The chase... The on-foot chase between Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves is still cinematic gold. I mean, it is so action-packed and good. You have no idea. It's so good. It's as if they turned the last scene, or the scene in Ferris Bueller where he's running through the houses and interacting with people and all that, and they turned that into like an action fight scene, and that's the Point Break on foot. chase.
I really love the part where Keanu Reeves jumps over the ladies in the bikinis and he walks back and talks to her for a few seconds. While
Exactly. No, he runs through a house, right, and he falls over, and this woman starts beating him with a vacuum cleaner. I mean, it's great.
I do love that movie.
It's so good.
It's a
I
fun
haven't
movie.
seen it in a while.
You should watch it. I highly
let's go
recommend
back-
it.
Let's go back to the Fast and Furious. What did you think?
Oh, I liked it a lot.
Considering
it
it's a
was
remake of Point Break, and you love Point Break.
I love Point Break, and I mean, Fast and the Furious was good.
Vin
Obviously,
Diesel is no Keanu Reeves, though. Let's be real.
Yeah.
No, Paul Walker is Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
Keanu Reeves is to Paul Walker as Patrick Swayze is to Vin Diesel. If you want to get all mathy about it.
That's right. I thought the plot was pretty thin and contrived, but the racing was great, and the action set pieces were good.
That 10-second quarter-mile race that takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that one.
Although it's really well shot, but
where it looks like they're going 500 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They're back in that early 80s show Automan. You remember that?
No.
No? Oh, just me? Come on.
Well, no, if Phil was here, he'd remember it too. Let's be honest. But
totally would.
So the thing is, like with those movies, the best part is like work your way through the rest of them. And I would even say, get a watch in of Furious 7, and then go back and watch the first one again.
Yeah.
And try to see if you could ever have predicted that that's where that series was going to go. It's just kind of such a bizarre direction.
Try to imagine what Point Break 7 would.
Like, can you watching that movie?
That.
Can you ever imagine that in one of those movies, The Rock will be pulling a machine gun off the side of a helicopter and using it as a
I thought you were going to say hand grenade.
It could happen. So, CJ, going back to Keanu Reeves, because I don't want to talk about the Fast and the Furious. I want to go back to Keanu Reeves.
Of course.
Would you say The Point Break is your favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
No.
Bill and Ted. Right?
I would say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is my favorite Keanu.
So I saw my favorite Keanu Reeves movie on television last night, and it's a terrible movie. I'm going to warn you right now, it's a terrible movie.
The third Matrix film?
But it is, no, all of those are terrible. It is one of two movies that, if it is on television, I cannot turn the station. I can't physically bring myself to switch the station. I have to stay.
Lake House?
The other of these is completely different. It's David Lynch's Blue Velvet. If that's on TV, I'm stuck. And I don't even like that movie. But I have to see Frank Booth say, "I'll fuck anything that moves" before I can turn the channel. But the Keanu Reeves movie that I cannot resist, even though it's awful, is The Replacements. Have you ever seen The Replacements?
No. Never seen it.
Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, Jon Favreau. I don't think so.
I thought The Replacements was a remake. No, it's not.
You might be thinking of The Longest Yard.
That's what it is. The Rock did a remake of that, right?
So it is a football movie, but it's about all of the real players go on strike, and so they fill the team with a bunch of scabs, and Keanu Reeves is the guy who plays the scab quarterback, and that show is terrible, but holy shit, I love that movie.
The second best sports movie right behind Slapshot. Is that what you're saying?
What about
great.
Where does unnecessary roughness factor in?
Unnecessary roughness.
No. I say no to that. You have to be the biggest Kathy Ireland fan in the world.
Exactly,
To watch
Kathy Ireland.
Roughness.
Anyone listening that hasn't seen any
Bakula
of these
in that
movies, stop and watch all of these movies.
Yeah, don't do that. Instead of watching Unnecessary Roughness, just find some late 80s era Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions, and you'll get the best parts of Unnecessary Roughness.
There you go. What about Bull Durham? Huh?
I love
Bull Durham's awesome.
Yeah, Bull Durham's a great movie.
What about Major
So
League?
is Major League. For different reasons.
I don't even know
Here's
what this
Joe Boo.
podcast has become.
We're talking sports movies.
This is why isn't
I wish
Rich
Rich
Grisham
Grisham was here.
Damn.
But see,
I bet Rich Grisham's favorite sports movie is The Natural or some boring shit like that.
Yeah, some
something
real
that really
sports movie.
honors the sport. Yeah. Remember the Titans or something.
What was that?
Screw that.
What's that? That one movie where Costner plays the pitcher?
Field of Dreams?
Not Field of Dreams. It's Sam Raimi film. He's pitching a perfect game. That's the whole movie is about him pitching a perfect game. What the hell
Dances
is it
with
called?
Wolves?
Yes, that's it. It's Dances with Wolves. I'm gonna go look this up now.
I have no idea.
Hmm.
So after we watched Point Break,
Oh, God.
followed it up with the classic 1999 teen comedy, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That
Great movie.
That movie.
It's a great movie. And then we transitioned because I had never seen it, but my wife wanted to watch Drive Me Crazy, which I actually did own on DVD. Because,
Of course you did.
No. Because during E3 one year when the Nuon was around,
No,
they
for
had
fuck's sake, the
they had-
Nuon.
I think I've told this on the show. We've talked about this on the show before. They had different celebrities, in air quotes, signing DVDs. They had Melissa Joan Hart there, and I got a signed copy of Drive Me Crazy.
Did you tell her she was great in My Neighbor Totoro?
No,
Okay.
because she's not in that movie.
These are, you can tell that you guys and I are sort of a half generation removed, because when you guys talk about teen comedies, it's Drive Me Crazy and 10 Things I Hate About You, and I keep waiting for Corey to say things like Just One of the Guys and Can't Buy Me Love, and those are never coming out.
I've never even
I
heard
was-
of those movies.
Wait, see,
What?
I Can't Buy My Love is great. What was the other one you said?
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey. One of the Guys.
Just One of the Guys? Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
movie too.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Guys.
I was like 22 years old when 10 Things I Hate About You came out. But I still saw it in the theater.
22 years old and male.
It's a modern day Porky's.
But then again, Can't Hardly Wait is one of my favorite
Porky.
teen comedies also, and that's a fantastic movie.
Mm.
Also late 90s, I think, or early 2000s.
I blame American Pie for all of these movies.
Yeah.
I loved American Pie.
I liked it at the time, but now
I
after
hard
like
to watch
5
nowadays,
sequels,
but all the sequels sucked.
I heard Telltale is going to do an American Pie game.
They could do some interesting enhancements in their engine for American
Yeah,
Pie.
the sequence where you screw the pie requires some very deft joystick maneuvering.
you have to really put the analog stick in the palm of your hand to do it right now. Yeah. But we watched Drive Me Crazy, so mostly shot in your town there of Salt Lake City and Ogden. So,
Really?
Yeah.
I
Wow,
didn't
it's like you
realize
guys are
that.
connected.
Yeah, that's right.
Huh.
So, a lot of the locations.
The
out
only
there.
other movie that I know that was shot in Ogden was 3 O'Clock High. Did you ever see 3 O'Clock High?
No.
So 3 O'Clock High was shot at Ogden High School, which is a really beautiful Art Deco design school, and tons of my friends were extras in that movie. So anytime I watch that movie, I laugh because it's filled with all of these people that I went to high school with, just standing in the background of fight sequences, making faces and mugging for the camera. It's pretty awesome.
That's amazing. Too cool. All right. That's all I've been doing on the vacation. StreetPass gaming.
It's the most
Watching
anemic
movies.
episode of the Player One podcast ever.
And then checking my shipping status on the Apple Watch.
Every 5 minutes.
I'm preparing for shipment right now, so I'll have it this week. I'll have you know. I played some more Axiom Verge, by the way.
Yeah.
That game is really damn good,
Yes.
but
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, I guess there's no but. I mean, I do really like it. I'm in this area though, where like the area that I started out in is back off to the left, and I can't seem to make the jump that I need to make to get back to like the old areas. So I have all these new powers now that I know there are places in the area where I started that would be unlocked now, but I can't get to those. So now I'm just kind of tooling around this other area, wondering where to go. So I'm a little bit lost in that game.
That is the classic Metroid setup, though, right? You do that for like 20 minutes, and then you finally figure it out and go, oh, God, why didn't I notice that before?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Although I wish there were an easier way to like see the entire map, not just the area you're in. So, I mean, you can sort of, I don't know. You can scroll around, but you can't really see where everything connects.
So
Gotcha.
on our Twitter feed, we just got a message from hacker alias DJ Mizuhara,
Yeah.
who posted a picture. He's watching the show right now live. Hello. On his morning commute, and he's got a picture of him driving his car with his phone mounted on the dashboard and CJ's face smiling back at him.
That's
so I'm
right.
sorry if you hit anything. Drive carefully.
No distracted driving, please.
Really glad you're watching, I guess.
If that would be
don't
much
wanna
easier
complain.
if he had the Apple Watch. He could just watch it on that.
I think that's how he tweeted to us, was through the Apple Watch.
Yeah. Hey Siri. Tweet.
Hey, Siri.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to him because he's risking his life to watch the show, which that's dedication.
It is. So I went to install Wolfenstein: The New Order on my Xbox One, and this is the only physical game that I have for the Xbox One, by the way. And apparently there's a problem with Wolfenstein where a lot of systems were giving like a dirty disk error and not installing.
Dirty disk. Dirty disk.
So it gets up to like the 50% point and then says that it's a dirty disk and wants me to clean it or whatever.
Spank it.
It's brand new though. Like I take it out of the drive and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
This sounds familiar.
It
The
took
360 had this problem.
It took like 10 or 15 minutes to get to that point anyway. It's like, how do people put up with physical media on this new generation of consoles where you have to sit there,
How do people
wait.
put up with physical media in this day and age?
That's right, and wait for something to install off a disk. It's crazy.
As opposed to waiting for it to download, because
you
that's
can-
completely different.
Exactly.
Mm,
Thank you for making my point for me, Mike. All right.
What?
Mario
Time is
Kart.
time, whether you're waiting for something to install or download.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I wanted to play it now.
Well, if you had to wait for it to download, you couldn't play it now
You
either.
can set auto
you're right.
downloads.
Well, you can install it and go to bed.
There you go. I'll do that next time.
If you get that dirty disk error and you wait, your Xbox One will have melted.
So the fix for it is to basically take your Xbox One offline, and then it'll do it. It won't detect that there's an update available, so it won't stop the installation process. I don't know what. It's like this really convoluted thing.
Weird.
Yeah. Anyway, Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Oh, baby.
Baby Park is back.
And it's everything it dreamed it could be.
Baby Park got back.
And
Is
it
what
is
I just
excellent.
heard.
It is excellent. I
Yeah.
played a little bit of those tracks. Never hopped online this weekend with it.
I tried to
but,
get online and they were having major network issues. I kept getting disconnected.
Oh, interesting.
I had some other people complaining that they were having the same problem.
Hmm.
So but that's the new DLC pack. What else is there? It comes with what? How many new tracks? Like 8?
8 new tracks. Well, some of them are, retreads from previous
remakes
games.
from older versions. Yep.
You get
Retreads. Pretty good joke there. I like
It's
it.
not bad. It's not bad.
you get 3 new racers and a bunch of new cards.
4 new vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
think
pretty
it's
good
fun.
deal.
And
Like
they also
$12 for both of the DLC packs, something like that.
yeah, and they updated some other stuff in there, and they've got I don't know if the amiibo functionality was there already or not, because I haven't played it since the last DLC, but it actually I actually ripped open the amiibo that I own because I wanted the racing suits.
Wow.
Ashamed.
All
But now I
right.
race with a little Mega Man helmet on, so I'm excited.
Nice.
They also added 200cc mode, which I tried to play, and man, that is way too fast for that game.
Yeah.
It's too much, especially if you have any tracks that are like pretty twisty, with any kind of drop off. It's tough. It's really tough. Which I guess there's some people like I know one of our listeners, Hacker Alias Kurubutashi, is like a Mario Kart fiend, and I think he really enjoys it. But
Probably too slow for him.
He's the player that's for. Definitely not the masses.
Or not,
But yeah,
the
I mean-
old folks like us.
Yeah, and of course it's got the other track that I really love. It's got an Animal Crossing track, which is cool. So you're
Yes.
I don't know, did you see that one, CJ?
It has like 4 different seasons, right?
Yeah, and you're just sort of driving through representation. I kept driving through and trying to tally up how many bells I could get for all the different fruit hanging off the trees.
Yeah. Why is Mike laughing?
You drive
It
by
has 4 different seasons as opposed to the commensurate 8 seasons that we normally experience throughout the year.
Normal tracks do not have a change of season or weather or any of that stuff, so this is unique to the Animal Crossing.
Although I have to say,
it just struck my funny bone.
Okay, all right.
I have to say I was disappointed because if anyone remembers in the previous round of DLC, the coins were replaced by rupees in the Legend of Zelda track.
Right.
I was kind of hoping the coins would be replaced by bells on the Animal Crossing track.
Yeah.
Should.
It's a detail they missed.
A little surprised about that.
Yeah.
And then there was the Big Blue track, which is an F-Zero based, another F-Zero based track, and it's so good. And the music is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a remix with a lot of saxophone, sexy phone.
All right.
Anyway, really good stuff. Again.
Yeah.
And I race with a Mega Man helmet now, so I'm happy.
That's the main reason why I want to get the Pac-Man amiibo is for the Pac-Man suit.
The Pac-Man suit looks really good. They show previews of all the different suits on that screen, and the Pac-Man suit looks nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cosplay as that.
Oh baby.
At PAX East or PAX Prime.
That's gonna cost you some money.
I'm just gonna print it out using Photoshop and tape paper to me.
Speaking of that, sorry, just to go off on another tangent. I went to there was a show here, like a vendor show, I guess, called Geequinox on the weekend, which I was looking at because we're trying to find places that we can put up our Extra Life Guild table, just to do some fundraising through the year. So I was out with my son. It's like, what the hell? Let's go check this place out. And of course, there's cosplay and stuff like that there. It's just a sort of a nerd convention. And anyway, I'm standing out there in line, waiting to get in, and surrounded by nerds like me. And a group of people rolls up this full-size Dalek robot and parks it in front of the door. And of course, Holden's with me, and he's never seen that before. And he says, "Daddy, look at that. What show's that from?" And I totally blanked. It's just like I said it was a Dalek, and it's
Did you get kicked out?
Well, it was so funny because I'm sitting there and I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, I can't remember the name of the show, and I hear this guy next to me whisper, "Doctor Who."
Yeah.
And then this lady in front of me turns and she's like, "Little Doctor Who," and I was like, and I didn't hear them totally. I just heard them saying something. I was like, I can't remember, and then all of them together chimed in at the same time. I was like, "Doctor Who." There's my nerd cred. I'm not even allowed in anymore. They made me give my bracelet back and everything.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. They let me in, but anyway, it was kind of funny. Holden thought it was the funniest thing in the world. He was like on the ground giggling at me, but yeah. Anyway, it reminded me of that for some reason.
All right. Well then, what else have you been playing since we're kind of talking about games?
That was really it for me this week. I played a little bit more of Xenoblade, but not enough to really say much about it that I haven't said already. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
All right. Hey, Mike.
Oh wait, no, I did. Sorry. Somebody asked me to talk about this on the show too. So while I was there, I picked up a couple games. I found Dragon Quest 5 and 6 for the Super Famicom.
Yeah.
And they weren't, they're pretty cheap. So I said, what the heck, I'll pick them up because they're like two of the only Dragon Quest games I don't have. And brought them home.
On the 3DS or the
No, I don't.
remix?
I don't. I didn't get those.
Okay.
So anyway, I brought them home and I plugged them into my Retron 5 and just to make sure they both worked. It's like, yeah, okay, they both work. It's like I haven't tried the patching system on the Retron 5 yet, so I'm going to do that with this. So I ended up going online and I found translation patches for both of the games. That's pretty neat. So you just load them onto the memory card, and when you turn on a Retron 5, anybody who's actually seen that working, like you go to a front end, and when you plug in a game, it goes through like this. It does this count and it dumps the ROM. Basically, it recognizes the ROM and it dumps it onto the system. But then you get this thing called a game-specific menu that pops up, and what you can do with that is apply hacks and patches to the ROM. So once that pops up, you just go in there and you pick the translation patch, and now I can play both the games in English, the English translation, on my TV.
That is awesome.
It's pretty cool. It was really easy to do, and it was like, yeah, this is great. I like that hardware more and more the more I use it.
Yeah, the Retron is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Surprisingly nice to have.
So that was the other thing that I played kind of this weekend, this week.
Yeah.
On the topic of Mario Kart, I actually only played one game this week, and it was with a non-gamer, a sort of mostly non-gamer, who inherited a PlayStation 3 and told me that they wanted to play Mario Kart. So you can guess which game I told them to get.
Sonic.
No.
What?
Little Big Planet Karting, because it was super cheap.
Oh, I forgot. Why wouldn't you tell them to get a good game?
This person said, and I quote, "This is way better than Mario Kart, so suck on that."
Oh,
wow.
Please.
Well, the original Mario Kart?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I don't know.
Fairly easy to get better than that. I mean, come
Anyway,
on.
Little
I
Big
just
Planet
feel
Karting
like
is actually a
you did
pretty
a
damn
disservice.
good game.
You did them a
Have you-
disservice by not pointing them towards Sonic.
I like the Sonic. I like Sonic and whatever that is, racing, transform,
Yeah,
whatchamacallit. But Little Big Planet Karting is really good. I don't know that you've played it. Have you
I played a little bit and I wasn't crazy about it.
I'm pretty crazy about it. It's good stuff. It reminded me that it was good.
All right.
Yep, that was my adventures in video gaming this week. Is spectacular. I know.
Yes, indeed. All right, should we do some tweets? Should
What else
talk
we got
about
to do?
more Keanu Reeves movies?
I mean, we should let's do some tweets because I got to watch Game of Thrones and Mad Men tonight. So.
Oh damn.
Oh hey, I got to experience Canada's new we will forward your information to the various publishers of content you might download illegally thing.
Yeah.
Do you know about this? Do you know how
No.
you know how this works?
No.
No.
So basically, if you torrent anything, and I'm probably going to be a little bit wrong on this, but if you torrent movies, let's say, or shows,
Yeah.
in Canada now, your ISP is obligated to record the fact that you've done it and your IP address and all that stuff, and they're apparently also required to share that information with with whoever owns the rights to whatever you've downloaded. Not your name and not your name and information, but just that somebody on their network did it. So anyway, last week, or 2 weeks ago, like an idiot, I have HBO right now, so I can watch Game of Thrones. Right, like as soon as the season's over, I'm killing HBO again. But I totally forgot when it came on, so I missed it. I completely missed it. So I'm like,
You
well,
don't have HBO Go up there, right?
well, this is the stupid part. So I had heard that the first 4 episodes had been leaked that week anyway, so I knew they were out there. So like, screw it, I'm just gonna download it, right? And I did, and I watched it. And the next day, I get an email from HBO, well, through my ISP, saying, yeah, we know that you downloaded this on this date at this time, and we would appreciate that you don't do that again. We're watching, basically, is what it was. I'm like, for God's sake.
I've received one of those warning letters before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
It was from
you know,
Vivid Video.
Yeah. It was for one of their 3DO games, wasn't it?
Yeah. Neuromancer.
Anyway, the stupid part is that, yes, I have HBO on demand. I could have just gone to HBO on demand anyway.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, but at least I got to experience the law working. I don't know. My name's on a
All
list
right.
somewhere.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Yes. All right. Well, let's do some tweets. But first, we have a code for Mewtwo to give away.
From YouTube.
For Mewtwo, and we should do that somehow. What I'm going to do, basically, so when this episode comes out, the P1 podcast account is going to tweet about the episode and link to the blog post and all that. If you retweet that, then you'll be in the running for the code. So there you go. Do that.
Whoever we like the most wins the code.
Basically, retweet that, and you'll be entered. And then we'll give someone a Mewtwo code for their Super Smash Brothers game. Thank you very much to Hacker Alias, whatever his name was.
Ouch. Ouch.
It was I don't have his hacker alias. Excuse me.
Bush League.
What? What are you talking about?
Someone was good enough to give us their code. You can't even be bothered to remember that.
Well, hold on a second. Let me find his name in
This is
here.
embarrassing. This is why people are not listening to our show anymore.
This is
This is
I'm
why
gonna
Phil
edit
doesn't
this
even
part
bother to
out.
show up.
This is one of the reasons.
This is why Phil doesn't even bother to show up.
We've given
Right.
them many reasons.
Hacker alias his Twitter name. Hacker alias and also his real name, James Kulik.
You don't know what's his real name.
Kulich. Yeah. It could be a fake name.
My Twitter name's Chris Johnston.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
I've regretted it ever since.
Hacker alias James Kulich for the code, and you can enter when you hear this episode. All right, let's do some tweets. Hacker alias DJ Mizuhara, who's watching us in the car, said, this is from a few weeks ago, did you hear about the new retro cartridge-based console using the Atari Jaguar shell?
Don't believe that.
For real.
I don't believe that's real.
I don't believe it's real either. Some dude messing around.
I mean, if it's real, it's a
paint to
terrible
an Atari
idea.
Jaguar. Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
And if it's not real, then I'm not surprised.
That's right. All right, Hacker Alias, games are awesome, says, thinking of buying an Xbone for the Forza games. You guys and everyone else hated Forza 5 at release. Has it changed? Did we hate Forza 5?
I don't remember. 5? You hated the monetization of Forza 5, right?
I hated the monetization and the fact that it felt like it was unfinished.
Mm.
That's all. It's a good game. It's just I still don't think I'd want to pay full price for it.
Would you suggest getting Forza Horizon 2 and waiting for Forza 6?
Oh, hell yeah.
Instead.
I would suggest getting Forza Horizon 2, finding Forza 5 cheap and playing it. It's worth playing. And yes, waiting for 6.
Yes. All right, Hacker Alias Highway 61 says, what are some must-have RPGs for the Nintendo DS? I've been playing Chrono Trigger, and it's awesome. Chrono Trigger, definitely. I'd probably try the World Ends With You. People seem to like that one a lot.
Yeah. And plus you can get stuff on the DS as well. I don't remember if there are any good ones.
He said DS specifically.
Oh, okay, sorry. Shut up. Are on all those Dragon Quest games on there that you just mentioned?
I believe they are. So check those out.
And
Dragon Quest 9 especially, I really liked. Thought that
are there Final Fantasy games on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
did. DS is the one that had 3, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And that's a really good. Final Fantasy 3 is a really good game, and the remake is really well done.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, Hacker Alias Robo Talbot says, did you guys see the IGN article about GameStop buying and selling retro games? Yes, we did.
Talked about that, CJ. You were here. You were running that conversation.
No. What effect will this have on the prices of retro games, and do you think this means we'll finally be able to call GameStop and ask if they have any Seaman?
It's like Phil's still here.
That's right. I imagine that it won't have very much effect on the prices of retro games at all, but at least not in the market. I mean, the thing that has had the most impact is people actually wanting to go back and playing those games, not the fact whether GameStop's going to sell them or not, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Correct.
All right, Hacker Alias Thorbon3 says, if Nintendo makes a 3rd and 4th DLC for Mario Kart 8, what characters and tracks do you want?
Definitely need something in Zeebs.
Definitely. Definitely a Metroid track, yes.
I would like to see... I'm surprised there's not more... I mean, not surprised because they just started this, but they'd have to do something with Pokemon, I would think. If they could.
Well, yeah, that'd be good. Kirby,
yeah.
I'd like to maybe see Sebulba. I think he was always one of my favorite pod racers.
Sure.
Be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Is that it? That's all you got? What about like
I
a
don't know.
Donkey Kong track?
They've done Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I guess
Diddy Kong Racing sort of covered that.
that's
for the
true.
most part.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do like maybe another like maybe a retro style track on say Super Mario 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
that'd be
that sort of
cool.
fits that visual.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of neat.
I agree with that. Bring back Wart from Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, Wart.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
That's all I got. All right. Hacker Alias Does Machines says, what old Star Wars games should I play in all this excitement?
Old Star Wars game?
I just mentioned one. You should play the pod racing games because they were pretty much all good, other than Super Bombad Racing, which was horrible.
God. Yeah, but the first one was the best, I think.
On N64?
The Rainbow Studios one was good too. That was on PS2.
That one was good.
It was
pretty doggone good.
It was quite good. Yeah, the
Both of
Dreamcast
those were
version
good.
is also good, and the PC version is also good. I mean, you can play the N64 one if you like to feel like you've had Vaseline smeared over your eyes.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for the Super Nintendo games, Super Star
Those
Wars,
are quite
Super Empire
good.
Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi. They're all really difficult, but they're really good.
You should play the Namco Japanese-only Star Wars game for the Famicom because it's just so completely batshit insane.
Yeah.
I also really love the Rogue Squadron, all of those.
Especially the first GameCube one.
Yes.
Rogue Squadron
Leader.
2 was fantastic. Yeah, Rogue Leader.
And I even like the Episode 1 based ones, the Starfighter ones, the Jedi Starfighter games. Those were good too.
Yeah, quite good as well.
Do not play the Episode 1 game that was like based on the movie. That was an atrocity. That was so bad.
Well, I mean, it fit the movie. It was actually quite faithful to the movie.
Yeah.
The Knights of the Old Republic. I really liked a lot.
Lego Star Wars.
Oh man, yeah, the original trilogy version is really great. Yeah, those are quite good too. What else? Dark Forces.
Oh yeah.
I've never really played them, but I've heard they're really good.
Oh, they're good. And Republic Commando is probably in terms of like first-person shooters based on the Star Wars universe. Republic Commando is terrific.
Yeah, and if you like the space combat stuff, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
And if you don't want it to hew too much to the movie lore, then you play Knights of the Old Republic because it's one of the best RPGs ever.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a
but
lot
avoid
of
the
Star
second
Wars games.
one. Avoid the second one because it's a buggy mess.
I didn't really like the second one anyway.
Yeah, so that's a lot to choose from. But you got a bunch of different genres. There's a lot of good Star Wars games in a lot of different genres. Yeah.
If you want a fighting game, Masters of Terras Kazi.
Yes, and whatever that Yoda's desktop adventures were for Windows Vista or something like that. That was spectacular.
That's for Windows 2000 only. All right.
Surprised me.
Hacker Alias Feature Preacher says, what will happen to Nintendo when Miyamoto-san is not there? Are there other hitmakers there to pick up the slack?
Let's first talk about the use of Miyamoto-san.
Yeah. I think that would raise your hack.
You don't like that? You don't like it when
No, I do not, Sensei.
Senpai, I believe you meant to
CJ
say.
Chan.
Yeah.
No.
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 Yeah, I was never like a huge fan of doing that, but there's a whole culture, an anime fan culture, who are into loaning or taking words from Japanese and applying them to the English language. No, I'm saying.
I'll let it go.
Are we ever going to actually answer the question, or?
Yeah, let's answer this question.
What does Miyamoto do lately? I'm sorry, Miyamoto-san.
Doesn't he just oversee most projects at this point?
That was my impression.
Yes, mostly. Although I think he had more to do with Pikmin 3.
Well, that was 112 years ago.
That was like 2 years ago.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think you kind of see in the last couple of years, Nintendo has been surfacing a lot of the directors of these various games to talk at GDC, like the Animal Crossing team did, Super Mario 3D Land guy did, and Aonuma takes the stage for anything Zelda. So I think Nintendo is doing a lot more of that recently, and especially like the Splatoon team has been like they've got a Tumblr where they've been posting updates about Splatoon and over Twitter. I mean, there's certainly like a lot more going on where Nintendo is trying to surface some of these other staff members and designers than there was previously, for sure.
Are we all pretty much in agreement that Splatoon isn't going to do shit?
No, but I really want to play it.
Well, what do you mean by do shit? What do you mean? You mean sell Wii
No one's
Us?
going to buy it, and fewer people are going to play it.
Well, I don't know that it is going to sell any Wii U systems, but I think a lot of people will buy it because the Wii U audience is starved for games, right? And Splatoon seems like a really good game, and it has gotten really good buzz from the various shows that it's been at. So that's
Doesn't
my
look very fun to me.
Yeah, but you're not into the cartoony shooters, are you?
Is that a genre?
Yeah, Plants vs.
I
Zombies Garden Warfare and Splatoon. That's a genre. You only need two games for that, right?
It's that burgeoning cartoon shooter genre that I haven't been paying attention to.
Yeah.
Well, history will prove me wrong on that.
Cartoon
Cartoon shooter becomes the next big thing.
If somebody says, is that going to save the Wii U, I think the answer is obviously no.
Oh, I'm not even saying that. That's because I think that is so obvious that it doesn't even need to be stated. I just think that game's going to fizzle.
Interesting.
Yeah, you think Splatoon's going to fizzle. All right, well.
Yeah. I just don't think it's going to be
I'm on board for Splatoon.
all that well received. Yeah.
I think Stewie is as well, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'm all over it.
Probably will be. So there you go. They've sold 3.
Yeah. Sounds
all right.
great.
We shall see what happens with that. Hacker Alias Beard the Movie says, would you guys play a Twin Peaks game by Telltale?
Oh, my God.
I've never seen Twin Peaks.
Really?
No.
I just watched it last year. You should check it out. It's on Netflix.
Maybe up there, down there, whatever.
What do you think, Mike?
I'm saying no.
No. Okay. I'm going to say sure.
I'm very excited about it too.
Can you even imagine? Okay, so David Lynch is the weirdest motherfucker in the world. Okay,
yeah.
All it takes is one. I mean, we already talked about Blue Velvet on this episode, for God's sake. Who is going to write these episodes and try to ape David Lynch's style? And how horrific is it going to be to have someone try to ape David Lynch's style?
Well,
in a video game.
I think all you have to do is watch that Showtime series to see how someone's going to try to ape David Lynch's style, right? Since he's not involved with it anymore. The new Showtime series.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, I think, it would be bad, of course.
Okay, so yes, I would totally be up for playing it. I also know it will be very bad.
Yes. I'll take that.
I'll accept that.
All right. Let's see. All right, let's end with this one. Hacker Alias Feature Preacher says...
Man, he's getting all the tweets.
He is getting all the tweets. What's up with that? Why is a game... No, wait. We should do these...
What is a game?
It's so obvious you just...
It's getting philosophical right at the end here. What is a game? Oh, my God. Have we got 2 more hours? Jesus Christ.
So he says, why is a game like Hatred scorned by bloggers reveling in violence while Mortal Kombat X gets a free pass?
Why? Because it's not scorned just based on the fact that it's reveling in violence.
That's true.
if you look, I actually saw this tweet come through, and I went to the Hatred Wikipedia article. The player character is a mass-killing sociopath who hates humanity and begins a genocide crusade to kill innocent
Correct.
civilians and police officers. Last I checked, you weren't killing innocent civilians and police officers in Mortal Kombat.
That's correct.
So right
I
there
actually
is the
think that
difference.
even a bigger difference than that, to me at least, is intent. And when it is so obvious and so apparent that all you are trying to do is court controversy with your game, I sort
Right.
of dismiss it to begin with. Like you had no real, whether you want to call it artistic intent or whatever, you had no motivation beyond trying to court controversy, and so I don't really have a whole lot of tolerance for that.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Please
think we
enjoy the
should-
game if you're interested in it, but I won't be. So.
It's like the time that I said I was going to do a performance art piece by sodomizing a beluga whale. People saw right through it.
They saw through the beluga whale?
Eventually.
And then you did it, and you were like, well, yeah.
Then I decided just to do it for fun, not for art.
You decided to do it for art. It was a publicity stunt at first, but then it was for art.
Something like that.
All right.
How would that even work?
You can bet I'll be on Wikipedia later trying to find out.
Pull out those Jacques Cousteau books you got there.
I'm sure it's covered in one of those.
Yeah.
It's covered. Totally.
If anyone has some really good diagrams of aquatic mammal intercourse, forward them to @P1 Podcast.
You know
Twitter,
Wikipedia's
please.
got to have something like that.
Probably.
It's the internet. Sure. All right. I think we're done. I think we're done
Probably.
here.
Whale intercourse.
All right. Ready?
Scientists
Oh.
reveal kinky secrets of whale sex. It's a picture of Mike.
In my wetsuit.
That's what it was after.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you would like to leave us a question or perhaps a comment on something you heard, perhaps you have a Keanu Reeves movie that you would like to suggest, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you will find our contact information, and you'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Eventually.
Yeah. New episodes of Generation 16.
Eventually.
Yeah. And a message board where you can discuss this very episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by going to player1podcast.com or to the iTunes Music Store. While you're there, pick up our app for $1.99. Unless you live in Canada, then it's like $8.52 or something like that.
Exactly.
What is up with the exchange rate right now? It's horrible.
Oh, man, it's brutal. It's just
What's
brutal.
going on? What are you guys doing to your poor dollar?
You know what? Video games for me right now are pushing $100.
That's so
Wow.
crazy.
Because I mean, you take that terrible exchange rate. They raised the prices by like $15 to $20 in the past year, plus 15% sales tax on top of everything.
Oh my God.
So-
15%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Free healthcare.
Man.
That's every
Socialism.
time you think about that, you just sort of like repeat to yourself like free healthcare, free healthcare.
You think I got to go in for a
Ready now.
mammogram? I ain't even a chick. I'm going in for a mammogram to make
Well,
sure
yeah,
I
you
get my
gotta
sales
use it.
tax worth.
What good is free healthcare if you're not using it?
Exactly.
That's right.
Anyway, on that app, you'll find all our episodes ready to stream, and you'll be able to contact us via emails and Twitter, and I don't know what else is on there.
That's it.
You can also get that on the Android Amazon App Store for the same price.
Also cheap.
And you can
Unless you're in
like us on
Canada.
Facebook, and you can listen to us on where?
Stitcher.
Stitcher. You can watch us on YouTube Live almost every week.
We're on HBO on demand.
We're on
but you
HBO
might
on
want to
demand.
torrent us instead.
Yep. Yeah.
That's about it.
And hey, if you like what you've heard, and why wouldn't you, head over to
Give you a couple reasons.
patreon.com, look up P1 Podcast, and flip us a few fins. Not Phil's kid, money.
U.S. dollars, please, not Canadian
Yeah,
dollars.
those weak-ass Canadian dollars. Because, see, it keeps the show going, keeps it sounding as good as this. With this amount of talent, you know.
And this quality content.
It funds Mike's deranged quest to meet a beluga whale.
Yeah, and get the audio from that.
I'm not looking for a relationship, let's be clear.
Okay. Hey, CJ.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting this week.
Sure.
You did a great job.
Anytime.
Mike?
I'm just trying to get a sweet piece of blubber. That's what it's all about for me.
Mike, on a scale of 1 to 10, you are an 11, my friend.
Yeah? It's because I put the glasses on, right? I wanted to ask if these make me look more bangable.
Yeah. I was thinking we could use some of those Patreon dollars to buy you some real glasses.
Aw. You don't like my old man readers?
Those are some old man readers. Let's see a profile. Let's see how far back those arms go. That's what I thought.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
All right. I should wear them on the bridge down like this.
There you go.
All right, that's better.
Yeah. All right, I think we're done.
I think that's it.
Talk to you all next week.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.